I loved the white color computer and the fact that it was thinner and lighter than the other two. I actually went to Best Buy where I purchased this computer to look at all of those. This computer now is, getting to close to a year old specs, but with today's RAM shortages and small incremental differences between the 2026 models and the 2025 models with the new laptops, it just makes sense to me that if you're thinking about purchasing a laptop in today's world, that you probably should be looking at last year's models, because they are still super sufficient machines and they get really good numbers, especially when you're talking about a computer like the Lenovo Legion 7i, like what I purchased. And like I said, the deciding factor for me was that the numbers were close enough as far as performance numbers between the 5i Pro, 7i Pro, and then just the regular 7i. Then it came down to aesthetics and everyday life things for me, and I liked the thinner and lighter computer. But that doesn't say this thing is still sturdy. It's still built really well, and I have been so impressed by it that I am very happy that I bought this computer. And a lot of experts talked about how good this computer was. I didn't see many of them talk about that this was their daily driver, but I can tell you so far it has been easily my daily driver. I use that more than my MacBook Pro M5, the base model that I bought not too long after I bought this computer. But there are some real differences between Mac and PC, and I remember those differences, and that's why I went to the Mac side of the tracks, so to speak. The machines were way more efficient. They just worked better out of the box. They were less of a headache, less configuring, less the things to worry about. The operating system was kind of dummy proof in a lot of ways, and that's why I decided to go with the Mac 3 years ago. That's why I went with the Mac, and that's why I went with iPhones and iPads and all of that. It's just because their hardware is really good, and their operating system works really well out of the box, and it's built to last, and it holds its values. It's like buying a Toyota or a Honda. You may not be getting the Mercedes or the Ferraris of the world like you do with Android and PC, but you're getting a solid Honda, Toyota, Subaru, and if you want to bump it up, your Lexus or your Infinity experience. It's just depending on the models and specs you get. So yeah, that's kind of where my head's at with automobiles. Like, I'm driving a Honda pickup truck right now. I'm driving the Richland. That's what I drive. We have nothing but Hondas at my house. And if it wasn't Honda, it'd be Toyota. And if it wasn't Toyota, it might be a Subaru. That's a stretch, because there's still not there's still no Honda or Toyota as far as their efficiency and the reliability of it all. And that's how I look at equipment and electronics. That's what I want out of my machines. And I think Mac gives me that. But I have kind of softened up a lot. I don't think I can live without a PC now. And because of my experiences with the Lenovo Legion 7i, it's been really nice. And some of the things that PC offers, just the little things that PC does that Mac doesn't. You're not so confined within the ecosystem. What I really like is having the versatility having both PC and Mac, but I'll talk about that later on a different video. But the Lenovo Legion 7i has been really efficient. The one thing that you notice is with those machines, it's like a V8, muscle car compared to a computer that the Mac is. So, you notice things like the fans ramping up a lot, little things like that doesn't seem to happen. Like, I got multiple, just out of nowhere, the fans seem to be, ramping up for whatever reason, and it just felt, you don't get that kind of thing with Mac. Mac is just, it seems to be efficient with how it handles certain tasks. With the PC and like a gaming PC I have, it's going. It seems like it's going full bore a lot of the times. It's working really hard to give you the best experience possible, and so the fans seem to pop on when you don't think they should or whatever. I'll have a few tabs open and be watching a video and that kind of thing, and all of a sudden the fans turn on. But I'm okay with it because I've been getting really good experiences with it. I've done a little bit of gaming, but not as much as I broke my hand, so that kind of took away from my really ramping up my gaming experience with it. But I did try it a little bit prior to breaking my hand, and I had the Xbox Game Pass, and I downloaded Steam, so I tried a few games out, and I enjoyed it, and I just love having that versatility, and having like the proper versatility, being able to game on a proper gaming laptop compared to a Mac or something like that, where you're kind of limited so yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and just the OLED screen itself, unbelievable. Like, you think the Mac screen, coming from the Mac to this, you really tell the difference. I love the OLED. I just love it. And then this is a 16-inch laptop, so I've been used to the 14-inch MacBook Pros the last few years. But I love having the larger real estate. And one other thing that I really enjoy over the Mac is the keyboard and the trackpad. Now, I utilize a mouse most of the time, but I really like the Lenovo Legion 7i trackpad. I don't know what other people say, but I just little things like that have been positive. So if I don't have a laptop around, or just like the other day when my mouse quit working, perfectly fine using the trackpad. It feels comfortable and all of that. So I don't game on, because I'm not a serious gamer, I don't game on the keyboard and trackpad or mouse. I game using a controller. So one of the things I did is I went out and I got an Xbox controller for when I do game on my machine. But I consume videos like it's my workhorse, it's my entertainment system. One thing I could say is editing videos has been really good. I just been using CapCut. I was thinking about jumping up to Adobe Premiere because there was a thing that I got for Adobe Suite for 3 months. I was going to try it out and see if I liked that, because I'm learning on the Mac and my iPad, learning to edit with Final Cut. So I thought, well, let me try Adobe Premiere and maybe eventually, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. I still been just using CapCut, and it's great. It works almost as well as my Mac. There are a few things that don't work as well.
Thanks for watching The Voices of the Enthusiasts. Please subscribe and like.